Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker Studio in Fort Collins, Colorado, and supported by the Music District, a music-centric gathering place to cultivate talents, support professional development, and encourage connections. Welcome to Live at Lunch. I'm your host today, David V. We're on KRFC 88.9 FM, streaming live at krfcfm.org. I'm happy to introduce today's special guest, John Brewster.
We talked about the highs, talked about the lows. 1 month turned to 3 before we hit the road. We patiently await to let the garden grow, and I hope it shows. 'Cause when I first arrived, I had a goal in mind, to dial in the dream and climb an unknown mountainside. Encouraged by your grace, I relaxed from time to time, and I hope it shows that it's bittersweet to leave, bittersweet to go. With the pedal at my feet, I feel I don't have much to show. Still driven by my faith to walk the path I know, and I hope it shows. I hope it shows. You've raised a beautiful sunflower that I love to death, and I hope it shows. When I'm at my best, I'm at peacefully expressed. I've lived inside my head enough to know when I'm in my chest. Has the person I've become a person you respect? Well, I hope it shows. Well, I hope it shows. Oh, and I hope it shows. We'll be back with highs, we'll be back with lows. We'll return more lessons learned and adventures on our own. We patiently await to reap all we have sowed, and I hope it shows. I hope it shows.
John Brewster here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. So great to be here.
Excellent. Now, you're from South Carolina. Is that where you grew up, or you just moved from South Carolina to Colorado?
Yeah, so grew up in South Carolina, originally from Hilton Head, was in Charleston for a number of years, and then moved to Colorado about a year ago.
You don't have any Southern accent.
I know, right? I grew up in a really touristy spot, and that's where I got my start playing music, and it's kind of a melting pot on Hilton Head. So, you know, I guess is it a good thing or bad thing I don't have an accent?
Just unusual, I guess.
Right.
We don't get that, most people who travel to Colorado, move to Colorado, aren't from necessarily the South Carolina area. What brought you out here?
Well, I visited Denver last year. I was getting ready to work on my debut album, and I just wanted to do a solo road trip to myself and get out on the road. So I found an Airbnb in Denver. I'd never been out to Colorado anywhere this way. So I hit the road last year, and I just knew I had to move here. I knew right away. I went to an open mic night the very first night I was here, and more than one person, I kid you not, said to me, "Welcome home." They're just like tapping me on the shoulder, "Welcome home, welcome home." And I was thinking, like, I don't think they know each other, but like, is everyone welcoming like this? And for the most part, Colorado's been very embracing, and I'm just glad to be here. It's been about a year so far, and
it's a well-kept secret.
I'm glad I figured it out.
No, especially the musical community here in Colorado, everybody's very supportive and lots of places to play. And, we value music, obviously, and you recognize that. You do have an album out.
I do.
What's the name of that album?
It's called 42 Degrees. It's out now.
What's the significance of 42 degrees?
Ooh, what a question. So 42 has been my lucky number for a few years. I would see it when I was driving for Uber. I would see it on my Chipotle order, $11.42, and it just became this lucky sign from the universe. Anytime I saw it, I just took a moment to pause and think, what is significant? What is meaningful about this moment? And it's just been something that's been building over the years, and now I see it in all these crazy ways, and maybe I'm making it up, but at the same time, it's been a meaningful part of my life that it's a habit now to see it and look for it and notice it. And when it came time to name my album, I realized that my album had a lot to do with rainbows and that there's a lane for everybody. And our differences and our contrasts and our things that make us unique are what is beautiful about everyone that's walking this planet. We have our own path to walk. And so I was like, well, should I call it something like Rainbow Life? Or it didn't feel like it was something enough. And so I was researching rainbows one day. And when it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was really early. I barely had any caffeine in my body. And I was scrolling through the web, and I came across the science of rainbows. And I watched this video, and the scientist goes, well, did you know that the arc of a rainbow is built upon the 42-degree angle when it refracts through the water and I just lost it. And I'm like, it's too early for this. And so right then and there, I knew I had an album name called 42 Degrees.
All right. Remember that next time you buy a lottery ticket, too. What are you going to play next for us?
I feel like I'll do a little mashup off the album. This is going to be the title or the first track off the album called Where Your Soul Belongs, and then also Your Legacy Lives On.
John Brewster here on KRFC's Live at Lunch.
Where your soul belongs, the questions come one by one, of who I thought I was. Where your soul belongs, the questions come one by one, of who I thought I was. What is your inspiration? And what is your dedication? You must commit to your vibration. Your legacy lives on. What is your next creation? And what is your hesitation? You've got the dream, apply some patience. Your legacy lives on. It can be so simple. Just do your part. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on. Everybody's got their demons. Everyone made up their reasons. Just be true to the change of seasons. Plant the seeds, rip the weeds, and keep dreaming. It can be so simple. Just do your part. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on.
John Brewster here on KRFC's Live at Lunch, 88.9 FM on your dial. How long have you been playing music, John?
Well, originally I got my start playing violin growing up. In first grade, I, for whatever reason, found myself playing violin. And
was that something that you said, oh, I just love the violin, I want to pick it up, or was that your parents saying you need to play the violin? Great
question. I've never asked them that. It was just part of the school's curriculum that I was at, and I fell into it. I think it's actually required that all the first graders went into orchestra, so you picked out some orchestral instrument, and I landed on violin and had a knack for it, and just that was my introduction to music, so to speak. But it wasn't until midway through high school or so that I started picking up the guitar and exploring what singing is. So I was kind of a late bloomer when it comes to like writing songs and that kind of thing.
What artists were you listening to when you first started playing guitar?
I was really big into Jason Mraz and Ed Sheeran and Coldplay. Of course, the Beatles, Stevie Wonder. So drawing from a few different places.
I smile because listening to your first couple songs, I'm thinking Jason Mraz. You just have a style very similar. You have your own, not to insult, but I really get the Jason Mraz and what you're playing.
Thank you. I think it was "I'm Yours" was the first song that I sang live at a restaurant gig, and it didn't go too well. I did my best. But it was a Jason Mraz tune.
All right. So was your family musical?
Not particularly. Like in the way that maybe you'd think. Like my mom is a huge proponent or person for listening to music extremely loud. I'm surprised I still have like eardrums at work. Which, by the way, for anyone out there listening, it's always good to be careful of how loud we're listening to music. I've been learning about that. But
what did she play?
She actually doesn't play any instruments. She just loves music in general.
I mean, you said she played music very loud. What was she listening to?
Well, I have fond memories of listening to the Phil Collins soundtrack to Tarzan, which I think is deeply embedded in my DNA somewhere.
Hopefully someday you'll get a Disney soundtrack. There you go.
I would love that. That'd be great.
All right. Was your father musical at all?
No, not instruments. Just a fan of music as well. Mm-hmm. My grandfather, I knew, sang some a cappella stuff, but there wasn't a whole lot of musical influence like directly in my family. So I'm just kind of grateful that I fell into it because it's a huge part of my life now.
So when did you decide to perform publicly rather than just for yourself?
Well, I kind of just got thrown into it by happenstance. The first go around, I was doing sound actually, like all the lovely people here in the studio doing sound and video. I was kind of a nerd for that sort of thing, and I offered to run sound for some really talented local musicians where I was from. And that turned into me like sitting and playing cajon on the side off stage with no mic so no one could hear how off rhythm I was and before I could sing. So it's kind of been like a slow progression of me playing live and inching myself out there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you play another one.
Sure.
How about, is it Free Yourself that you're thinking?
Yes. So this is a new song called Free Yourself that will be recorded for my next album. I'm getting ready to record it now.
And will it have 42 in the title too?
It could.
Yeah.
It's stamped in the corner, like, you know. Yeah, it's called Free Yourself. It has a lot to do with my jump out to Colorado, just to free myself and to go after my dreams.
All right, John Brewster here on KRFC 88.9 FM Live at Lunch.
Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. you're free. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. You're free. I drove to Colorado before the sun even hit the pavement. My mission is not a competition. When I'm patient, I'm no longer waiting for my coincidence of fate. I'll do what it takes to see the dream unfold, studying the greats. Be as if synchronicities appear along the way. The patterns in nature wink as if to say, well, on my way. Following the breadcrumbs and then some, connected to my future cause it is done. Learning a few new tricks of how to mix and make the music. I paint my own picture. Opinions from my past still linger. Believe it, I can believe in the plan. The universe has a canvas with one brush in two hands. Can I really be a singer, songwriter, peacemaker, true fighter? The burning monk keeps me alive even when it's brighter. Jealousy is just being inspired. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. You're free. Be yourself, don't be anyone else. Be yourself, don't be anyone else. Believe. Permission is given. No one to blame for my position. If you want a dream, believe in a vision. Keep tabs on yourself, no one else. Success isn't achieved, it is felt. Minimal regrets if nothing else deciding it was possible. My first and only obstacle. At the root of it, I just wanna be true to you. In the music, everywhere I go, I remember that I choose it. You can hold on, but can you let go? Don't wanna be seen, I wanna be known for being me. My legacy intuitively has been guiding me sustainably to inner peace. Peace. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. You're free, you're free. And get out of your own way. Get out of your head. Write a different story where the end is just your beginning. If you can find your melody, you can have it all. If you just believe you're ready, receive your greatest joy. Be free. You're free. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. KRFC, if you want to sing it, you can go. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself to free everyone else. Free yourself. You're free.
I know, I wanted to sing along, John. All right. Got a little a cappella rap and everything in there, and more than influences that sounds great. Hard to stay on pitch when you're singing a cappella with no earphones or anything right there, huh? You did it.
I hope so. We'll listen back later.
So, being from Hilton Head, are there any fun places that places that you remember iconic that you've played that you'd like to remember?
Yeah, well, back there, Coligny down by the beach is sort of like the Times Square of that area. It's a really popular spot to go. A lot of restaurants, a lot of places to play.
A lot of tourists coming through.
Yeah. A lot of bathing suits and flip flops and sunscreen and a lot of good stuff. Just grateful to have grown up by the beach, and now having access to the mountains has been a whole new world. But I'm excited. I get to go back.
Still have family back there, obviously.
Yeah, my parents live there. Yep.
Mountains, sand, sea.
Yeah. Best of both worlds, truly.
All right. You don't have to worry about earthquakes here or hurricanes like there.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So during COVID, you were obviously performing then. What did you do to keep yourself out there, to keep music out? Were you releasing singles maybe once every couple of months, doing home videos?
So I actually I released my very first song in February of 2020. It came out about a week before things started to really change for all of us. So I did end up recording.
March or so?
Yeah. So I was, I still put out a handful of songs, but really throughout COVID for me, financially it was just trying to get by, honestly. And I also took it as a huge opportunity to really go within And I spent a lot of time just looking within myself and trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do going forward, and just to get through the times that were and still are very confusing in moments. And we've made it through so far. Here we are today. But yeah, it was a really beautiful time, very challenging time, but also very beautiful to look within and see who I am and what I'm about, and, you know, who do I look up to? What do I believe in? What do I like? What do I don't like? Where do I want to share music? Like, just a lot of good questions that I've been sitting with, and I guess one way or another help lead me out towards Colorado.
Sounds beautiful. John, do you, what inspires you to write music?
Well, my grandma handed me a guitar when my grandfather's classical guitar when I was 16, 17 in the summertime. I was a baseball player growing up, and other than the violin background of playing an orchestra through school, I was really on track and had every intention to try and play something like college baseball. That was my sort of North Star. And about halfway through high school, of all people, I got the chance to see Ed Sheeran in concert. I joined choir for whatever reason, and like the first week or two into school, someone in the choir class, there was like 8 of us, someone knew of this person named Ed Sheeran, this new artist, and this would have been in 2011, 2012, and he was coming to the States, and he has this song called A-Team, and no one knew it in the class, and we're like, sure, you're really excited? He seems like, let's go for it, you know? It's like we'll break the ice with our new class, and we'll drive a couple hours away and go see this new artist that no one knows. And that night really changed my life, where I remember going to school the next day and going into the library and into math class and out to baseball practice and just kind of being in a daze of like, what just happened? Like, this one person with the guitar just played to a few thousand people, and I was just mesmerized. And Passenger, another singer-songwriter, opened for him, and even less people knew about him. And I still wonder to this day if he played songs like Let Her Go and songs that really went mainstream that night that maybe at the time not many people knew, but I don't have any memory of it because I didn't know any of the music.
And you're so excited to see Ed Sheeran, so.
Yeah.
Now, you're living in Denver now?
I am in Boulder.
In Boulder, okay. Mm-hmm. And are you working outside of music to support yourself at all? Or are you strictly full-time musician now?
Strictly full-time musician in Colorado now, which has been incredible blessing. I made it. It's been a journey.
Are you collaborating with anybody currently?
Not in Colorado per se. I've been doing a lot of solo acoustic stuff like this for all kinds of things, from going to open mic nights to now getting more into playing weddings and everything in between, birthday parties, original shows. So really just been filling up the calendar with a bit of everything. Yeah.
Speaking of shows, what shows do you have coming up here in the next couple of weeks, months?
Yes.
That you'd like to bring up? September
16th through the 18th, there's a festival happening in Evergreen, Colorado that I'm really looking forward to. There's going to be a lot of like healing modalities there, of yoga teachers and Ayurvedic practices and breath work, and a lot of kind of spiritual wellness vendors coming together, including music. And so that's September 16th to 18th, called the Awake Festival. And I'm really looking forward to go participate, not only to share a few songs, but to go like hang out.
And what you said 16th and 18th, is there a particular day that you'll be there?
I'll be there September 17th in the morning.
Great.
Yep.
And beyond that?
Beyond that, I know I have an original show October 15th in Denver at the Larimer Lounge.
Great.
And other than that, my website's always available. I have shows listed on there.
And you're working on your new album. When do you think you'll have enough songs finished to release that?
Well, I have enough songs finished. So now it's really down to how long the recording process will take. And I've been doing everything DIY, and that's still the current plan of attack. My first album was self-produced and mixed on my own, which was quite a journey last year to put that out DIY. I learned a bunch, and I'm still going down that path where I have the songs ready to go, and that last one, Free Yourself, is one to go on there.
Do you have a working name for the new album yet?
I don't yet.
Okay.
I don't, but it's very Colorado based.
There you go.
Like just kind of the storytelling of making the move out here.
All right. So you've got one last song for us today here on Live at Lunch, John, and it's Infinity.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us the story behind Infinity?
Yes, so this is a new one that is going to go towards the next album that I'm getting ready to record. And the backstory for this one, it was inspired by a conversation I had with my mom, actually, where if anyone here knows my mom or gets the chance to know my mom, she has been such an honest, supportive, incredible mom for me on my journey, where so much so that it's taken me a while to come to this realization. But when I first started out, she was sort of the one that met me with really honest criticism of like, that doesn't sound good. I know we're on air, which there could be some words that might even be worse. I'm like, that's not very good. And nowadays that I've been sticking with it and practicing and putting in the years of work, she can honestly say like, hey, that sounds pretty good. And I can actually believe her. So we've had a really nice, like honest, raw relationship of just like keeping it real of where everyone's at. And so with this song, we had just finished like a kind of difficult conversation just about like life and what we believe in. And I just remember thinking that like underneath all of the judgments or irritations or like not quite understanding where people are coming from or like, why would this happen? Why would you do this? Why can't you see it this way? Underneath all of that, I honestly believe and feel that everyone just has basic needs, that they just want to, be loved and understood. And so it was a kind of a breakthrough moment where I kind of got to connect deeper with my mom in a way that I didn't think would happen through like a weird conversation that was like challenging about politics or whatever it might have been about. But it's all about listening, I think. So I'm just grateful to listen. So this song really just gets into listening. And thanks, Mom, for the inspiration. She's been an incredible fan. Listen to the leaves that ruffle. Listen to the trees that breathe. Listen to the voice inside you when it speaks in melody. Listen to the river running. Listen to the people dream. Listen to the peace of your heart where violence never reached. At night, when I can barely see the light, I'm listening for the sign. Tell me what's alive, will you tell me more? Tell me what you're feeling and if it's war. Tell me what you're needing, I'll listen for infinity. Oh, my love. Oh, infinity. Listen to the change of seasons. Listen to their silent needs. Listen to be kind, like the sun that shines on me at night, when I can barely see the light. I'm listening for the sign. Tell me what's alive, will you tell me more? Tell me what you're feeling and if it's war. Tell me what you're needing, I'll listen for infinity. Oh, my love, I'll listen for as long as it takes. There are no mistakes around I'll listen for infinity. Oh, no. Tell me what's alive. Tell me what you're dreaming and dream some more. Tell me if you're longing for infinity. Oh, my love, love. Oh, infinity. Oh, my love. Oh, infinity. Woo. 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 Thank you so much, KRFC.